All right, today we are talking about a game plan or a ministry action plan, a map. A map is simply a document that allows us to see how we are functioning or how we hope to function as a ministry, moving us from where we are today to where we feel like God is calling us. So I want to orient you to what a map looks like. This is a sketch. What's in green are titles of areas of the map, and what's in brown are things that will help us understand what's supposed to be contained in these areas. A key thing for a map, at least, is that it starts at the bottom. The term game plan is what I am working on alongside Patrick Jackson as we develop a comprehensive church-wide approach to ministry. We're going to be calling that a game plan. It will be containing many of these elements, though the formatting might be a little bit different. But for right now, this is what the student ministry uses, and it's what this team is working to improve upon. Values is where we start. Values are the core reasons for why we are in ministry. It's the things we care about the most, and it's why we need to act. So for instance, the student ministry has core values of students. And that has implications down the road, one of which is that we're going to design things for a student, not so much for an adult or for a staff. So values end up being those foundational core elements of a ministry. If you remember the process for our team, the values term was in brackets, like a brick, because it is a foundational element. The next thing that we look at on a ministry action plan or a game plan is context. Context is an unbiased assessment of where we are right now. It's the current reality of things. All right, and so it's neither good nor bad, it's just what is. So for instance, right now in the student ministry, it's summer. The current context is that we no longer have high levels of foot traffic from Rawlinson or Clark populating Wednesday Night Live. And so we know that Wednesday Night Live numbers are going to be lower in the summer because a lot of our population that comes at Wednesday night comes from that foot traffic. They're walking from school, home. This is a place to come to. That's a context issue. It helps inform our decisions. It's just part of that process. Context is present reality. Mission. The mission is the plan. It's almost like the summarized plan. It's the way that we think we are best able to go from current reality all the way to where we want to be, the vision. And so the mission of the student ministry right now, the mission is to reach and rally students to Jesus Christ so they can resemble Him as they are made ready to make disciples. So it's a statement of what we want to do. It's how we want to get there. It's the plan. All right? It's a simple statement. It's a planning statement. But a plan like that needs systems and strategies. This is the largest section of the map that you've received. Ours has these 4 areas as well as leadership, adult leadership. All right? It's the things that allow us to say we have an idea of how we're going to do this and how it's going to move us toward our vision. All right? The systems and strategies block has several parts. In the center, you'll find the titles for the systems. For us, it's systems, not strategies. And within that, you'll see character traits for each system. You'll see guiding elements, things that no matter what happens within there have to be a part of that decision-making process. And in ours, you'll see the name of events that fit within that system element. That happens in the middle. On the far left, we have vital signs. Vital signs are the standards or metrics that we set that we believe if we do those things, it will help us move effectively in the direction we want to. It's less about a success or failure. It is more about we feel like this will allow us to move appropriately and successfully. If we don't meet those standards, it means that something needs to change in how we are living into our systems and strategies. Something needs to change that will allow us to be more confident about how we are functioning as a ministry. So that's vital signs. Most of our vital signs are in terms of percentages. so that it can be applied regardless of the population of an area. It's not so much we have to have 10 students doing something. We might have 10% of students making a particular decision or a change. To the right, part of the system is that there is a person assigned to everything. It's a point person. So a project manager is different than a point person. For instance, Clay is the point person for Ready and Resemble. Jacob is the point person for Rally and Reach. And if we had a leadership here, that point person would be Becky. Within those things, other people can function as project managers for events. But the person named here is the one that is responsible for this going well and is the primary point of contact for that area. And then there are dates. Now ours is large in its length of time, so sometimes dates are hard to arrive at. But if we have an event that we know when it's going to happen, we include that date. So that's systems and strategies. It's how we're moving from today, or how we're moving from the context to the vision. Right above that, we have this weird thing, and maybe we can help rename it. It's called a near-term objective. The near-term objective is simply the next place we feel like we should make an assessment. It's where we should stop and pause and say, at that point, I think we'll have a pretty good idea of how we're functioning, and we should pause and look and reflect on what's happening. In the student ministry this last year, we did that the first week of June, looking back over the entire academic year. So it's the next place of measurement for the whole of the game plan or the map. Lastly, but for me, really most importantly, is the vision. The vision is the hoped reality. It's the picture of what God's kingdom would look like here if this was done. Or more importantly, it's the picture of God's kingdom here that helps us design what we are doing. And so for us, the vision of the student ministry is that we are making disciples of students in northern San Antonio who are equipped to transform community and culture. That's the vision. That's the picture of the future that we feel like we need to arrive at. The ministry action plan is simply our first best guess, first best effort at how to do that. That's a map. It'll be changing a little bit in the coming year to become a game plan, but that's an orientation to how this works. Thanks so much.